Okay, we have a sequence here which goes 5, 14, 25, 38 and then 53. Now I know it's quadratic. Now the reason I know it's quadratic is because of this. Any sequence I get, I'll always look for the difference between the terms. It gives me a hint as to what kind of sequence it is. So the difference between 5 and 14 is 9. 14 and 25 is 11. 25 and 38 is 13. And 38 to 53 is 15. So these differences, they're not the same. And if they're not the same, I know it's not a linear sequence. Now I'll explain what a linear sequence is in a minute, because you'll see later. But these differences, I now want to work out the difference between these differences. This is the first difference. So I'm going to work out the second differences. Well, that's 2, 2, 2. Now hopefully you've already done some work in class that recognises that if the second difference is 2, then we have an n squared. Therefore, we have an n squared. Now that's the magic thing, n squared. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our sequence of numbers at the top here, and we're going to write them again, and then we're going to take away n squared from this sequence. So I'm going to write down the square numbers 1, 4, 9, 16 and 25, and I'm going to take these away. So that's going to give me, you've probably already done these, because 5 take away 1 is 4, 14 take away 4 is 10, 25 take away 9 is 16, 38 take away 16 is 22, and this one is 28. Now what I've got here is a linear sequence, because if I look for the differences in these, the difference is 6, 6, 6, 6. So I know that this sequence is 6n, and if I think about taking away 6 from all of these, it will leave me with every single time with minus 2. So this sequence is 6n minus 2. So I've got this one as well. And so I can call my final sequence n squared plus 6n minus 2. And I can check that this actually works. So this is my final sequence. So let's think about the fourth number, for example, 38. And so we make n 4. 4 squared is 16 plus 24 gives me 40. Take away 2 gives me 38. Now you're welcome to check out all of those numbers. By putting them into this formula, you will get this sequence of numbers. Okay, let's extend it slightly and have another sequence. And what I'm going to do here is go straight in and say that the difference is 7, the difference is 11, the difference is 15, and then the difference is 19. Second difference, 4, 4, 4. Now, second difference of 2 is an n squared. Second difference of 4 indicates 2n squared. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write out my numbers again, 2, 9, 20, 35 and 54. Now remember last time we wrote out the square numbers and took them away. Now I'm going to do the square numbers but times them by 2. So 1 times 2, 4 times 2, 9 times 2, I'm taking all these away, 16 times 2, and 25 times 2. Now I'm going to take all these numbers away, so I'm going to end up with 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. What's the difference each time here? The difference is always 1. So we say 1n. We don't need to write the 1, we just say n. Take 1 away from all of these, and you end up with minus 1. So I've got this bit here from these 4's, and this bit here. So I've got 2n squared plus n minus 1. And again, you're welcome to pause the video and enter n as 3 or 4 or 5 and check that you get these answers when you put that in.